Darren, I'm from Movie Reviews 101, and today we're going to talk about Irresistible You, directed by Stephanie Lang and starring Gugu Mbatha and Michael Hussein and Christopher Walken. Any names pronounced wrong are my fault. I take full responsibility and apologise. The story here follows the perfect couple that have been together since they were about 8. And they look prepared to go for marriage and start their life in their early 30s when tragedy strikes when Abby learns that she actually has cancer, and we watch how she starts to maybe look to start to plan Sam's life before she goes. Yeah, nice and simple. We've got a romantic comedy with a sprinkle of a lot of sadness that'll leave you in tears. So we're going to go to the Darren ups, and the ups are going to be simple. The performance. All the performances are great. Christopher Walken in a supporting role, just what he's great at doing at the moment. But Gugu Mbatha has been someone who's been on the radar for years and years now. Not that many years, let's be honest, but we're going to say 10 to 15 years she's been waiting for some sort of breakout role, and this is going to be classed as the best of her career to date, in my opinion. She shines in this role. We get to see all of the emotional effects this is having on her character, and we just are drawn to every step her character is taking on this story. Second one of my favourite personal films is actually 50-50. So I already know what I'm getting into with this type of movie. I know there's going to be a part comedy in it, but the comedy is handled really well. It's sort of not laugh out loud funny, but it's moments of humour that the characters and the people are using to help themselves through the struggle. And this one again, much like 50-50, hits all of those marks really well, and you'll understand why they do moments of humour. And the final one is going to be the subject matter. This is always going to be an important one. We know this is something we've seen a lot of times. But sometimes we never focus enough on the people that are going to be left behind. We have the children one, which is always a lot more heart-wrenching, and we have the older person. But when it's someone at this age, in the early 30s, that's meant to be with the perfect match, it's that moment, that guy, that partner that's going to be left alone. That's the tragic side of this story, because it's them that's got to deal with everything, even after the other person has gone. Now, I like to keep the downs to 3, I like to keep the ups to 3. So, here are the Darren Downs. The opening sequence. Yes, this is slightly disappointing for me. This sort of gives away the ending. We know what's going to happen in this story, so while we could easily put 2 and 2 together quite early on, and a bit like what we had with the only downside to 50-50, knowing that 50-50 is a true story and was written by the survivor, there is no will they, won't they, we know the outcome. That could be classed as something that's a bit disappointing. The second one is going to be the support group. The support group has actors like Kate McKinnon and Steve Coogan in, but they only seem to be there for those scenes, while Christopher Walken has some external scenes which are great to watch. It's like you've got some quite known caliber actors here, and you're not using them to their full abilities. Bit disappointing. And the other one is a very strange one to really pick up on, is Abby doesn't seem to have a best friend to help her in this situation. We have Sam, and he has a best friend that takes him out whenever he's feeling like he needs a bit of a boost through all the situation or the events. But Abby, she only has like a work colleague, the nurse, the support group guy, and that's it, and her mother. But you would have thought they would have created a best friend for this story, like to be there to try and take her mind off everything, and it just lacks that character, I think. But that's the ups and the downs, so we're going to look at the overall. Overall, this for me was a wonderful movie to watch. It will make you cry and it will make you smile, but leave you feeling completely broken through the story. You will understand all the decisions the characters are making and will be facing. This is going to be one of the Netflix recommendations, which is good, because I've recently looked at my Netflix watching, and I thought I was going to be hating Netflix this year, open house, but I seem to have liked everything else. So I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 5, and well, that's it. Tell me what you thought about this movie on Netflix in the comments below, and hopefully I'll be back with some more reviews in the future. Thank you for watching.